How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the San Jose Sharks franchise mode, episode number 17, headed into the second half of the 2026-27 regular season, year number 5. In the last one, we faced some familiar issues, as although we've seemed to have solved our scoring issues, we have a bunch of players who are point per game plus, great to see. The defense slash more really the goaltending continues to be extremely leaky, fraudulent for a lack of a better term perhaps. Lucas Dostal, 9-8-2, 2 shutouts, yet an .886 save percentage and 3.24 goals against average. And Linus Ullmark, 7-7-2, a shutout of his own, also an .886 save percentage and 3.34 goals against average. 85 and 84 overall goaltenders respectively. Meanwhile, of course, as always in EA land, you have 80 overalls who are leading the NHL, etc., etc., etc. But we have been seeing good things. Buchnevich, 39 points in 34 games. Chaz Lucius in his third season, 37 and 34. Bedard over a point per game. Jonathan Drouin, point per game once again. Eklund doing what we wanted to see last season, and now we're seeing it this year. So headed into the second half of the season, we've been saying the biggest issue I think we can all agree upon is the goaltending. So if we want to fix that, what goalie could we potentially think about acquiring? As I put it to a lot of you in the comments last time, the assistant general managers had a lot to say about potentially going after a Spencer Knight of the Seattle Kraken, who has a bad record on a horrible team, but fantastic numbers on an expiring deal. Now, we'll look into those comments today, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, his trade value is extremely high. They don't want to trade him. He seems to be a part of their future. Plus, his expiring deal will bring him to restricted free agency, not unrestricted, as we thought it may have been. He will be an RFA at the end of this contract. He's the future of their franchise. I don't see the Seattle Kraken moving him for any reason. So, as an expiring UFA, maybe they want to get value for him because he would move on and get more in free agency. That would have been one thing. But as an expiring RFA, unless he goes on the trade block closer to the deadline, it doesn't look like we'll be exploring a Spencer Knight trade option. However, there were some other options such as Stuart Skinner over on Ottawa, playing in the AHL. Some forward options as well as, yes, we're happy with the top 6, but the bottom 6 continues to slack a little bit. Luke Cunnin, Logan Couture, and Cole Lind as the third line at the moment is not ideal. I know we have an injury to Cody Glass at the moment. He's actually our third line centerman. But in the real world, in full health, it would be Cunnin, Glass, Lind, Giroux, Couture, and Bystedt, I believe, with Gregor as 13th forward. So the bottom 6, it's not fantastic. Cole Lind, we're expecting more from him. 4 goals, 12 assists, 34 points, 16 points through 34 games. Last season, in his small 21-game sample size, he had 5 goals and 9 assists for 14 points, which over the course of an 82-game season would put him on a 55-point pace. This season, with 16 points through 34 games, he's on a 39-point pace. So, yes, we want him more for the special teams and his defensive play, but his shooting percentage is way down. His career shooting percentage is 12.8%. He's at 8.5%. So there's some things to think about beyond just the goaltending being a bit fraudulent, and that's where we turn to the assistant general managers. So starting it off down in the YouTube comments with Aaron Thompson. Aaron says, brutal turn to the season. Did I forget to mention, by the way, we are on a 6-game losing streak. We're 16, 15, and 1. So we were 16, 9, and 1 at one point. And we're 2, 7, and 1 in our last 10 games. So that's where we are. Forget the goaltending issues. We're on a 6-game losing streak at the moment. So brutal turn to the season, those last 10 games or so. I would make the move for Spencer Knight, and I might get Stuart Skinner as his backup. Now, of course, we know that going after Spencer Knight right now will not be possible. Maybe in 30 games, the deadline it is. Right now, we know it's not possible. But regardless, neither of our current goalies has given us any reason to keep them going forward. Add one in the Knight trade, then trade another for picks / upgrade to the lineup. So, although it may not be Knight at this moment, just the idea of both goalies are just as disappointing, and we should trade at least one, if not both, sooner rather than later. Vinny says Knight looks interesting, but Skinner also looks interesting in terms of the storyline. A goalie who's put up good numbers, has good overalls, on a good contract, yet has been buried in the AHL. So it's pretty much up to you on this one. Thanks, Data. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you, Vinny. Super Loser says, I'm just as lost about the goaltending as you are, Data. At this point, it's clear overall doesn't matter. We know that. You may as well just run 280 overalls at league minimum to save money. Jokes aside, but not really a joke, honestly. I'd be hesitant to trade any significant pieces for a goalie. Dostal was playing very well when he was acquired last year, and now he's been awful. I would trade Dostal for picks and prospects. It's tempting to use him to get Spencer Knight, but Dostal is older, worse, and a pending UFA. If Knight is an RFA, I don't see Seattle, making that deal. Makes sense. Plus, you never know. Knight could just end up being Dostal 2.0. Use a couple of mid-round picks to get someone like Stuart Skinner or Aiden Hill, and call up Philip Lindbergh from the AHL, who's been having a great season with the Barracuda. We may also want to look at changing the goalie coach. Anything to fix this problem because it's killing an otherwise solid team. As for the forwards, I like Andrew Kopp as a potential third liner. He's solid defensively and could help a penalty kill that has struggled massively in slow sim. Kopitar is another potential option, though you would have to move Glass to the wing to accommodate him. Plus, we'd be trading with a rival, right? Great episode as always. Good luck and go Sharks. Thank you very much, Super Loser. We'll keep especially those forward thoughts in mind as we get closer to the deadline. If we can make some quick goalie changes, goalie coach, whatever, see if that works, that's great. But of course, as we get closer to the deadline, more serious decisions on our full-time goaltending moving forward and our bottom six for the, hopefully, fingers crossed, postseason will have to be made. Kane Nathaniel raises some good points here. I personally don't think it would be worth it to trade for Knight for what they would be asking realistically. Even with him on an expiring deal, I feel like he's a piece that would want to keep long-term due to his age, overall potential, not even taking into account his numbers this year on a bad team, and the team's lack of good goalie prospects. All fair points. I would move Dostal now and try to get Skinner or call up Lindbergh and give Allmark to the trade deadline to turn it around. So he has until then, a bit of a longer leash for Allmark, shorter for Dostal. If not, and we're still struggling, then it's all on the table to get it fixed at the deadline to push for the cup. So basically saying, no matter how we're looking at the deadline, if we're not strong enough, let's try and get stronger. It's difficult because we'd also have to consider that Erik Karlsson and Logan Couture both want to find final shots at the cup as well, right? They'd be looking at maybe even demanding a trade, but we'll cross that bridge if we get there. Great video, and hopefully the team can get back on the right track. Thank you kindly. And finishing it off by skimming through the usual beautifully written novel from Cheating Heel. Your videos are always entertaining no matter what. What a start to the season. Thank you kindly. And it's all crumbling before our eyes now. Of course, at least our top six isn't the issue anymore. This team can be so frustrating. At this point, I guess we can try again to get another goalie. Considering they're both expiring, Dostal and Allmark, I'm not against trading both in the hope that we hit on at least one of the two we'd be getting back. Allmark can be re-signed for cheap, but after 2 mediocre seasons, and he'd be 34 next year, is it worth it? Upgrading from Dostal tonight would be my first choice. As we know, not possible at this moment, but we'll consider to look into it as we move forward towards the deadline. To replace Allmark, Skinner could be an option, but his numbers in the AHL before this year weren't all that great. Drieger could also be an option. Not sure what his numbers look like the last couple of years. Other than that, there's not a lot of potential saviors on the block. Some defensive thoughts, talking about Dylan Strome. Considering his cap hit and poor production in the top six, not sure I'd go for Andrew Kopp. Pittsburgh and Seattle both have interesting options for third line on the trade block, but they'd have to retain some salary, as many are making over $4 million, which is obviously too much. Another thing we could look into is to run the head coach preferred lines for 10 games or so. Now, usually I hate doing this because it ruins all of the special teams work that I did, where, you know, you have Connor Bedard playing 16 minutes per night in this coach's system because he doesn't want to put him on the penalty kill, or he puts him on power play unit 2 instead of unit 1. Some stuff I want to do myself. If I could just do best lines for the forward 5-on-5, that would be great. But, you know, I leave that for desperation, like pure desperation. But as Cheating Heel says, we don't really know at this point. So I'd be open to it if desperation really comes in. Goalie is most definitely the first thing we have to look at right away. It would be nice to say we'll do whatever we have to do to get Knight, but I've looked into it. It's just way too much trade value. Plus, realism-wise, not the greatest at this moment unless he goes on their block. But in the end, all we got to say is go Sharks with a bunch of question marks, because that's the best we can do. So thank you for those comments and all the other ones that came in on the YouTube, down on the YouTube comments and over on the Discord server. Always a great time discussing all of those. So essentially, what I'm getting from these comments is the bottom six could use a little bit of help help. Goaltending definitely has to be addressed. Defense seems to be doing what we've been expecting of them so far. The plus minuses are positive. The point production isn't amazing. I'd expect a bit more from our offensive-oriented guys. The third pair D, Kniazev's a negative, but for the most part, I don't think I'd say that the defense has been our problem. The top six is scoring, so it's really the bottom six / the goaltend. I wouldn't put too much blame right now on the defense. So essentially, we're ready to move on from Lucas Dostal, it looks like. I'd like to keep him after he's only been here for a short amount of time, but once again, I'm unfortunately realizing that we can't always be realistic in EA land. Now, the last couple of years with Columbus, Dostal had good numbers, and even with us last year in 35 games, he wasn't too bad. So I really want to give him the chance to succeed. I hate making too many trades for goalies. You try one, doesn't work, toss him out, get another. It becomes annoying when I can't hold to realism. Part of my enjoyment of franchise mode, just on a personal level, is being able to hold to realism as much as possible. So recycling goalies every season, it gets really annoying. So I'd like to hold on to Dostal as much as we can, but his leash is at an all-time low right now. We're in a 6-game losing streak, and there are options available. Linus Ullmark, who's a bit older, we've been seeing a bit more of him and how we haven't been as impressed over time. He was better last year, yes, but still, like maybe those 3 shutouts were helping his save percentage. It's still, his numbers weren't ideal, and they seem to have just gotten worse. And in simulation history, he hasn't been that good since like 2022-23. So I'd be more open to trading Linus Ullmark today for a Stuart Skinner, or trade him to someone else when we pick up Stuart Skinner from Ottawa. Try and keep running Dostal as our starter, or worst case, let's just call up Philip Lindbergh, give Dostal a few nights off, and then reassess. I think exploring all of our options, doing our due diligence is always the #1 priority, and then we can say we've, exhausted all of our avenues. Now let's see what we can do. So Philip Lindbergh, 27 years of age. He's been playing down with the Barracuda for, this is what, his 5th season with them. Never cracked the NHL rosters, 0 NHL games in his career. He's having a career season in the AHL, that's for sure. .916 save percentage, 1.94 goals against average, 18-2-1 record. Former 7th round pick from the Penguins. We got him with Jason Zucker in that trade back in year #1. So here he is today. I would like to call him up, give Hornqvist with the high elite potential more starts in the AHL, and you know what? Let's just see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and execute that roster move. Lindbergh is going to come up. Hornqvist is going to start down in the AHL with Beaupetit backing him up because I don't want Makiniemi to steal starts. Makiniemi will get traded sometime this episode. Either he'll be part of a deal or he's just going to move for a 7th round pick, I suppose, whatever we got to do. But he's unfortunately not part of the plans moving forward. So Hornqvist will be the starter down in the AHL for a little bit with Beaupetit backing him up. Up in the NHL, I'm going to give Dostal a few nights off, and I'm going to get Lindbergh backed up by Ullmark for the next few games with auto-rotate goalie turned off. So, Philip Lindbergh, you finally made it, buddy. Up into the show. You've gotten the call at 27 years of age. Welcome to the Bigs, kid. And you are going to be starting at home against the Kraken. Getting, not, I don't want to call any opponent an easy team, but a losing team. They're 9-17-6, 3-4-3 in their last 10. Let's kick off, not even quite the second half. We stopped early. But let's put a stop to this losing streak. Our final game of the 2026 calendar year. Philip Lindbergh in front of the home fans for the first time. He's been part of the franchise for a long time, and it's a feel-good story to have him up here. So let's see what he can do. First period, 1-0 San Jose. It's Connor Bedard on the power play past the man himself, Spencer Knight. We're up 1-0. Shots 16-9 in our favor after 20. Second period, 2-0. Connor Bedard, his second of the night. Shots are 32-15. We're doing a lot for the kid between the pipes. We're more than doubling Seattle's shots. We're up by 2 thanks to Connor Bedard scoring twice. Third period with a 2-goal lead, the worst lead in hockey, they say, so let's add to it. I love that top 6 in there. Mats Rodin, thank you very much. The defense coming in here. Hornqvist scores the first goal that Lindbergh concedes in his NHL career. We're still up by 2, thankfully, thanks to that goal from Rodin. And Cole Lind! Speaking of Cole Lind earlier, he gets just his 5th of the season against the team that we got him from last year. up by 3 with a few minutes to go. Seattle pushes hard in the final period, but Philip Lindbergh makes 31 saves for his first career NHL win. We outshoot Seattle 39-32 and win this one 4-1 the final. Lindbergh 31 saves for first star honors. How about that for an NHL debut? 2 goals from Connor Bedard, Cole Lind with 1 against his old team, and the Sharks win this one 4-1 the final. How do you like that? All right, so Lindbergh, good stuff, buddy. You're going to keep the crease for at least a little bit. Let's get this game going on January 1st, 2027, Stadium Series with the Palm Trees in San Jose. Florida Panthers fire their head coach. I totally forgot that we wanted to look into the goalie coach, but let's let Lindbergh do his thing for a little bit here. Let's see what happens. At Rogers Place, sorry, it's in the freezing -40 Alberta cold, unfortunately, over in Edmonton. January 1st, 2027, against the Oilers, the team that eliminated us in 6 games last season. We're out for revenge, and we're looking to keep winning after finally snapping that 6-game losing streak. Lindbergh between the pipes. First period, 1-1 game. Connor McDavid opens it up, and then Chaz Lucius on Olivier Rodrigue ties it up. 1-1 after 20. Second period action, 5-2 San Jose. Evan Bouchard against his old team. Dylan Holloway ties it up, but then Benoit Olivier grew down on that 4th line. The captain, Logan Couture, pitches in, and Jonathan Drouin gets his 16th, I believe, of the season. He's on pace for a career year. His career high is 25. 5-2 Sharks after 40. 28-22 of the shots in our favor. 3-goal lead, and I want to see more. Evan Bouchard scoring as his old team was great. Power play San Jose, it's killed off by the Oilers. Power play Sharks once more, killed off again. Power play Oilers, killed off by the Sharks. Very good. 5 minutes to go, out shooting Edmonton 35-30. Can we finish off our revenge in Edmonton? And yes, we will. Thomas Hertl adds an empty netter, and we win this one 6-2 the final. Shots 37-31. 29 saves from Philip Lindbergh for back-to-back first-star honors. I love this man. Goal and an assist from Hertl and Drouin. 6-2 victory for the Sharks. Okay, so Lindbergh, he's been amazing. I'd want to keep playing him, but I don't know. Should we give Ullmark a start? I don't think so. He's been too hot. And we've been scoring goals. We've outscored our opponents now 10-3 the last 2 games. I know we can't keep slow simming forever, but we seem to be winning in the slow sim. So next day, we're back in San Jose, January 2nd against the Stars. First period, I'm going to fly a bit faster. 3-0 Couture, shorthanded. Rodin power play. Drouin his 17th. Okay. Second period. Voyons donc! Garde-moi ça! Jonathan Drouin! Un tour de chapeau pour lui! In 23 minutes and 7 seconds. 2 power play goals. And yeah, 1 even strength, 2 power play goals. Luke Cunnin scores twice. Bang. Garde-moi ça. 7 goals. 25-17 the shots. Third period up by 7. I think that's a cozy enough lead. Hat-trick for Drouin, who's on pace to have a career high in goals this season. One of my proudest pickups in franchise mode history, even, I would say. We signed him to revive his career as an 84 overall, and here he is as like an 87, 88. No! Tanner Jeannot breaks the shutout. But Philip Lindbergh still makes 29 saves, and he gets back. Oh, no, back-to-back stars again. But it's because Cunnin had 2 goals, Logan Couture a goal and 2 assists, and 3 goals for Jonathan Drouin. And it's a 7-1 win. 3 wins in a row. 6-game losing streak followed by a 3-game winning streak. 1 goal against, 2 goals against, 1 goal against for Philip Lindbergh. Now we're heading over to Nashville to take on the Predators. Gregor in a 5th for a Boston 2nd. We're definitely making a deal like that around the deadline if we can get a 2nd-round pick for Gregor. I just got to see, what are Lindbergh's numbers? We know it's going to be a great goals against, but I got to see his save percentage through those 3 games. Philip Lindbergh to begin his NHL career, .956 save percentage. Oh my goodness, the EA voodoo is here. Or at least it has been here. Won't be, usually it doesn't stay forever. But we're at Bridgestone Arena. I'm going to keep slow simming as long as we have to. If we're going to keep winning every game that we slow sim, I'm going to keep slow simming. So at Bridgestone Arena, let's just go a bit more quickly. 3-0, Couture, Bystedt, and Kniazev on Vemelka. Second period, no scoring shots, 26-20 for the Sharks. We're up 3-0 after 40. Kniazev adding a little bit of offense. Love to see that. Bystedt, who's been having a good rookie season. Drouin encore lui. Merci beaucoup. 4-0 maintenant. 10 minutes qui restent. Les tirs sont 34-24. So we're outshooting the Predators by 10. Unfortunately, another late bid to break the shutout as Lindbergh allows one in the dying minutes. Well, 6:57 to go, but it's another one goal against game, and the Sharks win 4-1, outshooting Nashville 39-28. 27 save performance for Philip Lindbergh. 3 first-star honors in 4 starts. 2 assists from Lind, 2 assists from Bouchard. I guess we found the secret. Lindbergh, just the slow sim deity. Maybe he would... lacerated arm! Oh my goodness. Erik Karlsson out for like 2 months now. Great, like 8 to 10 weeks on Erik Karlsson. Lacerated arm. Lovely. Okay, so Lindell will play with Evan Bouchard. Yeah, Bouchard's going to go back to the top pair with Lindell. Pickering or Kniazev? Let's go Pickering, I think his plus-minus has been better. 9 points plus 6 versus 10 points plus 1. Let's do it. Let's go Pickering, Rodin on that second pair. And third pair, Tobias Bjornfot will draw into the lineup. I can't do sub in all lines, though. That's too much power play time. So let me fix up the lines here, and we'll continue simulating for the next 2 months or so without Erik Karlsson. As much as he's regressed in overall, that's 18 points in 35 games. He's on pace for, what, 40-some points? Also averaging like 21 minutes of ice time per night. Yeah, we're going to feel that loss. All right, so that's all taken care of. Tobias Bjornfot can be getting a lot of ice time now. He has 1 goal through 7 games with us so far this season. Had some experience in the NHL with the LA Kings for a little while, but hasn't really been consistently in the NHL since 2021-22. A lot of AHL time since then. So, all right, Tobias, this is your chance to get back into the limelight. Coming off of a 4-1 win against the Predators, we are on a 4-game winning streak heading into Toronto, as the Maple Leafs are not going to do that trade. Maple Leafs are 21-10-5. We're 20-15-3. So let's keep the good times rolling. We're going on a little Eastern Conference swing with Detroit and New York at least coming up after this one. I'm not sure how many more. I'm going to keep slow simming as long as we keep winning. First period 0-0. Second period 1-1. Austin Matthews followed by Luke Cunnin. Third period starting on the power play, but Jason Zucker, former Shark, scores shorthanded to put the Leafs up 2-1. Lindbergh has never allowed 2 goals on less than like 30 shots. 5-on-3, super extended power play for the Leafs. We kill all of that off. Huge kill, yet we allow a shorthanded goal. 5 minutes to go, down by 1, pushing late. Where's that top 6? Final minute! And the Leafs win a squeaker, 2-1. Shots end 31-24. Another great save percentage night from Philip Lindbergh, who at least gets second-star honors. But of course, the game winner, and shorthanded no less, goes to Jason Zucker. That's too bad. But we're doing well. That was still a good game. I'm going to still count it as good enough to say let's keep on slow simming. We're headed to Little Caesars Arena. We're hot. We're ready. And unfortunately, our winning streak was snapped, but only in a 2-1 fashion. So let's get back on it with the Red Wings tonight and over in MSG tomorrow night. First period, 1-0 Red Wings. Ferraro on Lindbergh. Second period, 2-1. Chaz Lucius ties it up, but then Lucas Raymond restores the lead for the Wings. Shots 18-16 Detroit after 40. We're down by 1. Third period. Let's go. Another 2-1 game. Power play San Jose. Let's capitalize, boys. Extended. Can't get anything going. Halfway through the third, still down by 1. Where's that top 6? Let's go. I know Erik Karlsson's not up there, but let's go. Nothing. That's going to be 2 goals that we scored the last 2 games. Yikes. Yikes. 2 goals that we score in 2 games. Those are tough games to lose. That's going to come back to haunt us later on in the year. Come on now. 2 goals in 2 games. Taking on the Rangers now at MSG. We lose 6 in a row. We win 4 in a row. We win 2 in a row. We lose 6, win 4, lose 2. Let's get back on it before we have a few days off before the Capitals. First period, 2-1. Thank you very much. Bystedt and Lindell. Korczak coming back in to get the Rangers some life. Second period, there we go. Shorthanded William Eklund. B.O. Gru and William Eklund getting his second of the period within like 8.5 minutes. We are leading by 4, up 5-1 after 40. Let's just call this one. End 6-3. Panarin scores, Kakko scores, and Tobias Bjornfot. Welcome to the show, buddy. Shots 35-34 in the end. 3 goals on 34 shots, 31 save performance from Lindbergh, goal and assist from Lindell to give him the first star, Eklund with 2, Benoit Olivier Grou, I always say Grou, but I know it could be Groul. I'm not sure with how the X does it, if the X changes the L. I'd have to look into some of the rules of La Langue Française. Cody Glass fully healed heading into this game against the Capitals. That's great. So Noah Gregor will sit, as he's been a hot topic of trade talks here. At the 41 game mark, officially halfway through the season, we're on pace to go all in. Gregor Couture a third and a fourth for 2 seconds, and that's interesting. We're on pace to go 42, 34, and 6. Not a horrible record. Should be enough to make it into the postseason. We currently sit in a divisional playoff spot, so that's good. We'll get Cody Glass back into the lineup, getting us one step closer to full health. Noah Gregor, 9 points in 26 games. Not too shabby on the fourth line, but I prefer to keep Bystedt and Grou, so Gregor will be the odd man out, and I'll see how that redesigns the bottom 6, as he'll want to take back his third line center role. Alright, lines are ready to go. Cody Glass back in his third line spot with second unit power play. Got some penalty kill going. 17 points through 28 games so far this season. Listed as a second line forward. Another player that I'm very proud of. A player that we picked up looking to revive his career. Both Drouin and Glass have been great pickups in this series. These are the players that you remember in a franchise mode. So I'm very happy to see that they're succeeding. And hopefully now at full health we will continue to succeed even more as we continue on after a big 6-3 win against the Rangers to now head back home and take on the Washington Capitals, who are 18, 14, and 5. We're 21, 17, and 3, 5, 5, and 0 in our last 10. Bushnevich on pace for 90 points, by the way. Let's do it. First period, 3-2 Sharks. Timo Meier, former Shark Timo Meier, of course. Then Eklund ties it up on the power play. Ovi gives the Capitals the lead, but then Cole Lind, followed by Connor Bedard, gives us our own 1-goal lead. Second period, 4-4. Benoit Olivier Grou makes it 4-2, but then Eberle and Ovechkin's second ties it up. This is the most amount of goals that Lindbergh has allowed in as a Shark, or in his NHL career, actually. Shots 26-21 in our favor through 40, but we're tied at 4. 8 goals scored in total, and Pavel Bushnevich gets a 5th past Marc-Andre Fleury, 5 on 28 shots. Now, I believe it's always been Fleury. Yes, it has been. But now 5-5 as Ovechkin registers the hat-trick at, the age of 40? 5-5 game as Ovi gets his hat-trick, 3 out of 5. But Luke Cunnin says not just yet. 6-5 Sharks with Cody Glasser. But Timo Meier, his second of the night, ties it at 6. It's a barn burner. 12-goal game, shots 35-33 after regulation. 6-6 headed into overtime. Overtime here in San Jose, it has been a thriller. 6-6 after 60. Bedard wins the faceoff back to Rodin. Across to Bushnevich, has one time. Bushnevich, Bedard in the high slot. Fleury almost passes it off Meier into his own net. Chaz Lucius. He has possession coming in with a little bit of space. Evan Bouchard! Point-blank glove save from Marc-Andre Fleury as his glove gets a piece of it and it goes over the net. Hurdle gets it, tries to squeeze by. He can't, but Lucius gets it. Now it's Bouchard with a ton of space. Evan Bouchard! Oh, the game on his stick. Keeps it in the zone. Gets it to Lucius. Lucius Bedard! Oh, Bedard, Hurdle, excuse me. Big save from Fleury. One-timer from Lucius is blocked. Now here's Hurdle. Back with possession towards the blue line. Lucius Bouchard! Stopped by Fleury, who slides across the crease. And we'll hang on to that one. My goodness, what a few seconds there. It's bumped, but Bedard picks it up. There's Lindell with all the space in the world! Big save, Fleury once again! Making miracles here in overtime as Esa Lindell was all alone. Eric Gustafsson. Gustafsson's shot goes off Eklund's skate into the corner. Aston Reese over to Paling. In the slot, scores! Oh my goodness, Gustafsson with an absolute blast. Just a laser beam from the high slot. Wow, and the Capitals will take this one in overtime. Eric Gustafsson just unloads, poof, as Lindbergh is left sprawling to try and get a piece of that one. Well, we had a good effort. It was a barn burner, like I said, 7-6 the final. Shots ended 41-35 in our favor, but we drop it in overtime. So with that loss, we now move to 21-17 and 4 on the year. Tough 7-6 loss. We had a lot of scoring in that one, but Lindbergh showing that he is human a little bit. So I'm going to give him another start against the Sabres. After that, maybe we'll give a little bit of time to Allmark. Maybe Dosel can come back in a little bit. But the Sabres have a great record, yet they're 3-7-0 in their last 10. So let's see if Lindbergh can capitalize on that, and if our scorers, who are continuing to score, can continue that trend. You just got to keep the puck out of the net. So here we go. First period. We see 3-2, 5 goals scored in that first period. JG Pajot opens it up, and then Colin on the power play. Drouin and Couture on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Corson scoring another one to bring the Buffalo Sabres back within 1. Second period, 5-3. Vetrano ties it up. Then Buchnevich on the power play, and another goal from Tobias Bjornfot makes it 5-3 San Jose. We're up by 2 headed into the third period. Power play Buffalo early on in the third. It's an extended one. We kill it off. Shots are even. Sabres taking the lead. Up by 2, still hanging on to that lead halfway through the third period. Buffalo pulling away in the shots a bit, 31-28. No shots for either team in a little while. And Benoit Olivier Glou with the first shot in like 6 minutes or so capitalizes and will take this one 6-3 the final. Great win right there to get back in the win column. Jonathan Drouin, a goal and 2 assists. Thomas Hertl, 3 assists. And Logan Couture, our captain, with a goal and an assist to get a win in the books. 22, 17, and 4 on the year. I'm just going to keep on slow simming. I'm going to keep on doing it. But we have arrived at the 17th of January, which is usually when I have the scout assignment end. So I'm going to go update the scouting, and then I'll get back to simulation. Alright, the scouts are sent out, and we're going to keep the slow sim train going. As long as we're having success, we've had, I think, 2 losses and 1 overtime loss, along with 4 or 5 plus wins by now. So let's just keep it going. First period, 1-1, Pearson and Bystedt. Second period, 4-2 Sharks. Bystedt his second. Bjornfot again. Drouin again. These guys love the slow sim. And OEL with 1 to bring the Sharks within, the Canucks within 2. Third period being outshot by a little bit, but we're still leading by 2 on Kochetkov and the Canucks. That's a 5th goal, but now on Thatcher Demko. Horvat answers right back as it's still a 2-goal game. Horvat, the captain, giving the Canucks some life. With 7 minutes left, they're still down by 2. They're going to need something late. Power play San Jose in the dying minutes. That's killed off. Final minute. And hold on, Brock Besser with 38 seconds left. And we'll hang on for the 5-4 victory. 4 goals on 37 shots past Philip Lindbergh. He's going to show his humanity soon enough. But 2 goals from Bystedt, a goal and an assist from Bjornfot. 2 assists from Connor Bedard. These guys are eating up the slow sim. I know it's taking me a lot longer, but they're just eating it up. I can't afford to go to the calendar right now, I don't think. We need these victories. So we're going to keep it going against the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're 7-2-1 in our last 10. They're 8-2-0. Let's hop in at the SAP Center at San Jose. First period, 1-1. Drouin on the power play and Colin White on the power play. Second period, 2-2, Marner and Buchnevich. Cal Peterson in nets for the Maple Leafs. They're out shooting us almost double, 29-16 at the moment. But Jonathan Drouin, continue, mon ami, continue. Continue. Oh my goodness. And Esa Lindell makes it 4-2. Now up by 2, being outshot 32-21. Connor Bedard make it a 3-goal game. Cal Peterson allows 5 on 23. Meanwhile, Philip Lindbergh has saved 34 out of 36 with a minute to go, and we'll call it there. 35 save performance from Philip Lindbergh. Oh my goodness gracious. Second star honors for him. 2 goals for Jonathan Drouin and a goal and 2 assists for Pavel Buchnevich. 5-2 victory for Philip Lindbergh and the San Jose Sharks. Taking on Seattle now at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. They're 15-23-7. We're 7-2-1 in our last 10. First period, 1-1, Greenway Eklund. Second period, 4-2, Seattle. Yikes. Burakovsky, Comfer, and Severson scoring on Lindbergh. Lucius gets 1 for us. We're being outshot 26-15, and we're down by 2 against the Kraken here, away in Seattle. 5 minutes in, nothing coming yet. We're a 2-goal lead. That's easy to come, well, not easy, but it's definitely attainable. That's the word I'm looking for. Power play opportunity halfway through the third. Killed off by the Kraken. That may be enough. Hold on! Cody Glass shorthanded brings us within 1. 3 minutes to go. Shots are 33-30. Final minute of play. Logan Couture, the captain, ties it up. We're headed to overtime, tied at 4. Shots 33-32 for the Kraken. Big third period push, and Esa Lindell wins it in overtime. Third period, a shorthanded goal, followed by Logan Couture, empty net, captain's out there, giving it his all to tie it up, and then Esa Lindell in overtime, and the Sharks pull out the 5-4 victory. How do you like that? A goal assist from Lindell and Glass. Huge comeback after allowing 3 in the second period, and we get another victory now on the road against the Kraken. Big win. Now back at home to take on the Avalanche, who are 22-20-2. I'm not sure how long the episode is going to be at this point with all these slow sims, but it seems to be worth it at the moment. First period, 1-0 Esa Lindell against Kakinen, our old buddy. Second period, 2-1 Bobelev, followed by power play Mikko Rantanen. We're outshooting them 19-15 heading into the third, but we're down by 1. Make it down by 2. Maybe any... Hold on, Logan Couture, the captain, back-to-back games giving us life. We're within 1 now. I was going to say, any game that we enter the third period down by 2 or more, maybe I just quick sim it to get to the end of it. But we're down by 1 now. Power play opportunity late. Killed off by the Avalanche. 5 minutes to go. Victor Rask makes it 4-2. Down by 2 with 5 to go. And that'll be all she wrote, as Rask also adds an empty netter. We lose that one 5-2. Our biggest margin of loss since Philip Lindbergh became our short-term starter here. So we're going to go Lindbergh again against the Flyers. Then maybe I'll try Ullmark against the Avalanche just to give him some reps. We're getting close to the deadline at this point, or at least closer. And I'm not going to keep just an 85 overall goalie scratch this whole time if we're going with Lindbergh. First period, nothing. Second period, 2-2. Bystedt and Bushnevich versus Dumba and Cutter Gauthier. Philip Bystedt doing quite well in the slow sim himself. 2-2 game, and Bushnevich, by the way, just leading the way. Jonathan Drouin, give him another one, 3-2. Sharks have the lead now, as he must be close to his career high now. Isaac Howard ties it up at 3. His career high of 25 goals was set in his first season with us in San Jose. Power play Sharks, and Connor Bedard on the power play gives us the lead with under 5 to go. Up by 1 against the Flyers here. Minute left in this one, and we'll hang on as Owen Pickering adds the empty netter. Shots end 37-31, but 34 saves from Philip Lindbergh, and we'll win it 5-3 the final. Jonathan Drouin, another goal and an assist for him. Love to see it, and we'll put another dub in the column right there. Now, headed to Colorado after they beat us 5-2 at home. We now face them on the road, and we're going to give Linus Ullmark the start. So Lindbergh, take a break, buddy. You've played 14 consecutive games, and in that time, you've gone 10-3-1, 913 save percentage, 2.84 goals against average. Take a little bit of a breather here. Linus Ullmark, you're getting back in there, buddy. If somebody's got to move, I'm not sure if it's going to be Ullmark, but someone's got to move eventually. We can't keep a good, 84, 85 overall goalie just sitting there as third goalie. Or can we? Would it be good to have insurance, maybe? I don't know. But here we are in Colorado against the Avalanche after having lost 5-2 just a few days prior. Ullmark going to get a chance to show us what he can do after sitting on the bench for a little while. First period, 2-0 Sharks, Eklund and Cunnin. Second period, 3-0 Sharks, Logan Couture, thank you very much. The captain's been chipping in offensively here the last few games. We're up 3-0 heading into the third period. Shots 22-20 in our favor. Nichushkin spoils the shutout bit as he gets the first goal about 8 minutes into the period. Still up by 2 with 8 minutes to go, though. Power play Sharks, and Bushnevich will put the icing on the cake as we win this one 4-1 the final. Shots end 33-24. A 23 save performance from Linus Ullmark to get first star honors. All right. How about that for a welcome back to the crease? Linus Ullmark, baby. So Ullmark, he shows a good performance there in that first game. Let's keep Lindbergh as backup, and now I want to give the crease to Dostal against the 20-24-6 Vegas Golden Knights. All right, so Dostal will get the start with Lindbergh backing him up, as Ullmark will sit up in the press box after coming back from a 14-game absence, or at least of riding the bench, and it makes 23 saves on 24 shots. I like that. Taking on Vegas, who are 20-24-6. They're 3-5-2 in their last 10. Dostal, you got to perform. Have that fire in you after sitting out for the last 15 games. First period, 2-1 Sharks. Cody Glass on the power play and Tomas Hertl even strength on Shalgren as Sorokin got pulled, I guess, for an injury after that first goal. Stone scores on Dostal. Second period, 5-2. Will Drew gets a power play goal to tie it up at 2, but then Bedard, Drouin, and Bedard again make it 5-2 Sharks after 40. 6-2 now as Esa Lindell scores 54 seconds in. Let's call it there. This one ends 6-4 the final. Giroux, another power play goal. This guy Bartley gets one. 4 goals on 33 shots against Lucas Dostal. Not horrible. I'm not going to call that horrible. What kind of save percentage we see there? 879. Yeah, not amazing, but Connor Bedard, 2 goals, first star. Lindell and Hertl, 1 goal and 1 assist apiece as we get another win in the win column. Love to see those. 28-18-4 is our record. We are 8-1-1 in our last 10. I'm going to give Dostal another start here against the 21-23-4 Vegas Golden Knights at the Canada Life Center. Then we'll play the Wild. I'm not sure who will go in the crease for there. So thank you for following. I hope you're enjoying all these slow sims and seeing these, more of an in-depth look at each player's performance. First period, Scheifele and Kniazev. Second period, 3-1, Kyle Connor and Boone Jenner. Come on, Lucas. You got to have a strong third period. Power play goal from Chaz Lucius against his old team, the team that drafted him. Power play Sharks again. This one killed off. I want to sim to the end. Hold on. Power play Winnipeg. We kill it off. Okay, I won't sim to the end just yet. Shots are pretty even. 32 apiece with 5 minutes to go. Let's get that top 6 buzzing. Final 2 minutes. Final 12 seconds. And the Jets will hang on for the win. 3 goals and 34 shots. He let in 3 on way less, but battens down the hatches in the third period. Ends with a .912 save percentage. Dostal has been okay. Our goaltending has finally been all right. But is that just because we've been slow simming? That's the question. So, the 22-23-4 Wild will face Linus Ullmark. Before we go back to Philip Lindbergh, as he has been so hot, we don't want to keep him out of the crease for too long. We'll go Dostal back as a healthy scratch. Ullmark will come in. Lindbergh's still suiting up for every game. He's still in there. He's just not starting until whatever the first game is after this little All-Star Olympic, whatever you want to call it, here in February. We're at the XL Energy Center in Minnesota, coming off of a 3-2 regulation loss against the Jets. First period, 1-0, Tomas Hertl. Second period, 4-0, Lucius Bedard and Lucius again, 2 from Chaz. Lucius Haynes the 7th, 4-0 Sharks after 40. Power play Minnesota early here in the third. We kill it off. 5-0 Bystedt. Let's call it there. 5-1 the final. Beckman breaks the shutout. Once again, 23 saves on 24 shots from Linus Ullmark. There he is. All right. Lucius, Bedard. Tobias Bjornfot with 3 assists. Oh my goodness. Wow. So the goaltending, our biggest issue, has become like our biggest asset. Our next game is February the 12th, so we have a nice little week and a bit break now. Very nice. Lindbergh will now return to the crease with his .913 save percentage. He's had a few difficult games, but a lot of fantastic performances, so I want to try and keep that flame burning. But it's good to see that Ullmark and Dostal are both pulling their weight a bit more. Is it just because of the slow sim? Very may well be. Vegas Golden Knights 22-25-6. Let's see if we can get win number 30 against them with Lindbergh. At first shot of the game, Jonathan Drouin scores. Shot 16-11 in our favor after 20. Second period, Buchnevich makes it 2-0. Eichel cuts the lead to 1. We're up by 1 headed into the third. Power play San Jose, 5-on-3 to start off the period, gets killed off. Unfortunate there. We're 5 minutes in, outshooting Vegas 31-21, but only up by 1 goal here as Jack Eichel gave Vegas some life. Power play San Jose once more, killed off by Vegas. 5 minutes to go. Shots 34-28 with 2 minutes left in this one. Low scoring affair, and we hang on for that tight 2-1 victory. Wow. And a lovely 29 saves on 30 shots from Philip Lindbergh to give him second star honors. Sorokin did well. Buchnevich another goal, and all things that we love to see. Win number 30 on the year. We're 8-2-0 in our last 10. Let's keep it going. I don't know if I can do this for another 30 games. I want to, let's experiment back in the calendar. If there are a few brutal losses, we'll go back to slow sim. It's just that it really is much more time consuming. 6-5 win. We got the offense, but allowing 5 goals is not like Lindbergh. So 6-5 win against the Coyotes at home. On the road, we beat them 4-3. Taking on Boston back at home, who are 31-20-6. We beat them 3-2. St. Louis playing in against the Blues in St. Louis, excuse me. A nice long sim, and we finally get a 5-4 victory there. Very good. Grigor, 3rd and 2/4 for a top 4D prospect in a second. My goodness, everyone wants to know Grigor. All right, so the slow sim gave us 4 wins in a row, and that's now, what, a 6-game winning streak that we're on. So we'll keep it rolling here. Lindbergh will continue to start for the moment. 3-0 shutout victory. Philip Lindbergh's first career NHL shutout. And then he gets a swollen knee. At least it's just a swollen knee, but too bad. He was, after his first career shutout, he gets sidelined due to injury. But this will give the other goaltenders a chance to showcase themselves a little bit. As we'll put, I'll put Dostal in to start, I think, over Ullmark. Still keeping auto-rotate goalie turned off for the moment. Lindbergh, .915 save percentage. My goodness. So Dostal will start for the next little bit with Ullmark backing him up. Swollen knee only for another couple of weeks there. 6-1 win against the Red Wings. Lovely. Tampa Bay, Grigor in a third. No, I'm not going to do a trade like that. Tampa Bay Lightning, we beat them 4-3 and a 3-1 win against the Blues. Let's keep the wins going. All right. We'll go to this game against Vegas before the trade deadline here. Penguins 29, 26, and 5. We beat them 4-3 in the shootout, and the Ottawa Senators for win number 40, perhaps. Lucius pulled groin. Thankfully, only a couple of weeks, but unfortunate to have him out. So I'll put Grigor back in the lineup, and we'll fix things up. Logan Couture down to a 77 overall. My goodness, but he's putting up the numbers. 13 goals, 16 assists as a fourth liner. So I couldn't care less what his overall is as long as the production is there. Drouin or Eklund. Drouin, does he have a new career high in goals yet? At 30! Oh my goodness, I can't wait to look at the stats. Eklund can go up. This line has just been so good. It's been so good. I might try just Cole Lind. It's only for a couple of weeks. Let's try Cole Lind on the first line because Drouin, Hurdle, Eklund has just been way too good. So keep the lines like that. Couture can come up to the third, and Grigor will slot in on the fourth. Speaking of Noah Grigor, maybe his last game as a Shark because the demand for him is just way too high. 4-3 shootout loss against the Senators. We're at 39, 19, and 5 atop the Pacific Division here at the trade deadline. One game before the deadline. Don't want to sim it just yet because then it'll put us into a little mini game. So we're on the brink of 40 wins by the trade deadline. Let's take a moment to check out the player totals here. Any changes we want to see? Pavel Buchnevich, 74 points in 63 games. Love to see that. Connor Bedard, 71. Drouin, 30 goals. Like we said, his career high previously was 25 goals. He now has 30 on the year. Close to a new career high in points as well. Yeah, that was set, last season? Yeah, exactly. So he's definitely going to break that. What a year for Drouin. Listed as a first-line forward, making $4.4 million. Honestly, one of my proudest moves as a GM. I love it. Eklund over point per game, 65 and 63. Lucius point per game. Hurdle 53. Lynn 31. Okay, picking it up a little bit. Couture 29. Love it. Glass 29 and 50. Bouchard plus 20 with 28 points. Bystedt looking good in his rookie year. I like that with what, 920 per night. Rodin 26 points and a plus 28. Lindell, Cunnin, Gru, Carlson, of course, still injured. Pickering, Kniazev, Bjornfot with 10 points and a plus 9 in 32 games. Grigor 9 points in 26. And goaltending, of course, Lindbergh 17, 3, and 1. What is happening? With a shutout, 915 save percentage and 2.67 goals against. Dostal's numbers are coming back up a little bit, and so are Allmark's. Good to see those numbers getting closer to a 900 save percentage and 3 goals against. Okay. Honestly, I don't think we're changing anything here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think so. Like, we trade away Grigor for a pick just because of how much value he has. We can trade away McIntyre because we're not using him. But I don't think we make any other moves. I'll do my due diligence and look around all the trade blocks of the NHL, but unless there's a really valuable player in terms of production versus low trade value, I don't think we're making a move. So I'll check the trade blocks and then see if we can find a move for Grigor and McIntyre. So here's a potential deal that I'm looking at with the Seattle Kraken, the team that we traded with at the last trade deadline when we got Cole Lind. Andrei Burakovsky is an 85 overall, making $5.5 million. 10 goals, 26 assists on the season. Not great, negative 14, but he's also shooting at 8.8%, like a career low right now. His line mates probably are not great. I'm not saying he would be like a huge piece for us, but I could see him being better than Luke Cunnin on that third line and being just good depth offense for us. Even though he's not having the greatest season, his trade value is not crazy. He's one of the better players on the block around the NHL. I don't think I'd go for anyone else in the trade block. Spencer Knight's not on the block, by the way. So I'd be interested in Burakovsky, but I don't think I'd give more than a second and a third. We do have our own first-round pick, but I don't think I want to give that up for Burakovsky. I would give them our second and Philly's third, which would still leave us with our first, Florida's third, and then other picks after that. We'll be over the salary cap, so we'll probably have to trade Noah. Well, we will trade Noah Grigor. Let's say I just say, can you keep $500K on this deal? It will just, cost $5 million. Maybe even keep $1 million. Let's see, like, would they do it? Then they say it's because of the money. This is a good strategy to see would this trade go through. Trade rejected. It wouldn't go through no matter what. Isn't sufficient at all. So if I throw in another 4th round pick, they'd probably be cheering in the streets. 2nd, 3rd, and a 4th. All right, trade accepted. Don't even need to play with the money. $1 million retained, a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th for Andrei Burakovsky. There's our deadline move. Welcome to San Jose, Bello. Get on the ice. Andrei Burakovsky here in San Jose. Now we're way over the salary cap. Don't know why that's happening. But with that now being in place, we can move on from Noah Gregor, who's a fine depth piece, but it seems as though teams are busting down our door to get him because he's on a cheap deal for the end of this season and next season. So if we could trade him to maybe an Eastern Conference contender for a 2nd round pick or something, that would be great. So we'll go to find trade and see what we can get. So essentially we could get a 2nd and a 3rd from either Boston or Toronto according to the trade finder. So let's see, Boston, they're 35, 22, and 6, while Toronto is 36, 20, and 6. So let's trade with Boston. Their record slightly worse. It's a toss-up at this point. So could I even toss in? Actually, maybe the decider could be which team needs a little extra goalie in their system. For the AHL, they have only like one guy there. This Carton, yeah, 47 overall playing the AHL. Toronto, do they need a little Makanyemi in their lives? No, they have some 70s down there. So let's do it with Boston. And maybe we can make it Gregor and Makanyemi for a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 6th or something like that. So let's see, 2nd, 3rd, and even a 5th. Let's start by shooting high. Aim for the moon, and then you'll land among the stars. Trade rejected. Too far off. No problem. 2nd, 3rd, and 6th in this year's draft. What do you say to that, Boston? Still rejected. Too far off. Make it just a 7th, my friends. All right, so basically we'll just give them Makanyemi for free. A 2nd and a 3rd. Trade accepted. Thank you very much. Makanyemi wasn't going to be doing anything, unfortunately. One of the bigger pieces in that Brent Burns trade. He never really worked out. So Noah Gregor and Itu Makanyemi, I wish you all the best, gentlemen, in Boston. Go get that Stanley Cup as long as it's not happening against us. So let's fix the roster moves and then get ready for the final stretch of the season. All right, so there's the big move. Andrei Burakovsky going to be joining us for the playoff push here in San Jose, pushing for that Stanley Cup. -1, unfortunately. Horrible line fit on the 3rd line, but as we know, it doesn't matter too much, as Cole Lind will actually be his real line mate, so Couture's just a little placeholder for now. Probably Cunnin comes out of the lineup, or Benoit Olivier. I'm not sure who. We'll see what happens when we're fully healthy. But I think I'm pretty content with that lineup. I think we're a strong force to be reckoned with. Just out of curiosity, what would Burakovsky be wanting for a contract extension? We wouldn't have the money for it. Actually, we might. It's more than we wouldn't have the space for him. Not interested in an extension, but he would be asking for 3x6. Yeah, that won't be happening, especially with his production. I wonder what would Lindbergh want as of right now, by the way. He would take a pretty cheap contract. Could we do... Because at the very least, I think he's played his way into a backup role next season. Could I just do like 2 years, $2 million on the guy? Make it a one-way deal, and 2 years, $2 million. What would you say about that? This was a guy who was making league minimum on a 2-way deal. I'm saying here's 2 years, $2 million guaranteed on a one-way contract. Play solid for the next couple of years as a backup role, maybe get some starts. Then by the age of 30, if you're still pushing into the 80 overalls and be a full-time NHLer long-term, then you can get a solid deal. You know, 79, 80 overall guys are getting signed for exactly around this number, so I don't think it's cheesing the system. Obviously, he's playing well above that worth at the moment, but I'm not sure that'll be his worth long-term, especially in EA NHL land, where goldies can be amazing one year and absolutely atrocious the next. I don't want to say, hey, great job, here's $2 million a season, and then he's back to AHL quality. So 2 years, $2 million on Lindbergh. I think I'm happy to extend that offer to him before something crazy happens, like the game realizes his numbers are great, now he wants $5 million, and I'm definitely not doing that for a 79 overall. So Burakovsky's in the lineup. We're not fully healthy just yet, but let's see this almost fully healthy team take on Vegas. We're looking for win number 40. We're 9-0-1 in our last 10, a day before the deadline. Let's do it. First period, 2-1 Vegas. Buchnevich opens it up, but Pietrangelo and Eichel get a couple past Dostal. Second period, 4-3. It's Eichel, Gru, Dean. Buchnevich is second, being outshot 27-20. 4-3 Vegas. Buchnevich hat trick. 3 out of the 4 goals going to Buchnevich. Then Bartley gets a 5th past Dostal. Come on, Dostal. Oh, man, not looking good, especially the day before the deadline. You don't want to do this, Dostal. Another power play goal. 6 goals on, oh my goodness, 7 on, let's just call it, 7 on 38 in the end. Lucas Dostal, not looking good, buddy, especially on a team where we're tight with the cap. Do we just trade him? I don't know. Do we trade him 8-16? Do we just trade him? That just put like a sour taste in my mouth. Like, do we just trade him? Do we just trade him? Not much value out there. The Canadians would take him for a prospect and a third, or this prospect and a fifth. Let's see what the Canadians could offer us. Yeah, I'd rather take this guy Carlson over Ferentz. 2 years younger, 2 overall higher. Yeah, what's his name? Did I see? Yeah, Frederick Carlson. 5'11" sniper, former second-round pick, 3-star shooting. Okay, probably, I don't know if he would become much, but not a bad prospect to have in the system. Throw in a third-round pick. Yeah, I could do that for Lucas Dostal. You need a goalie, you want a goalie, or a 500 team that's pushing. Why the heck not? Let's go, can I get a 6th out of it as well? Lucas Dostal, is that it for you in San Jose, buddy? That's it for you in San Jose, my friend. Thank you for your time here with the franchise. I wish you all the best in Montreal. That last game just put way too sour of a taste in our mouths. And we're going to go Ullmark and Lindbergh headed into the postseason. They've been good, and Lindbergh's going to be healthy. I think I'm happy with that. Even if things were to fall apart, I've seen enough to say that this is an educated decision. So, wishing you all the best. Good luck in Montreal. Thank you for your short time here in San Jose. You're a channel legend for your time in Anaheim back in NHL 20, but things just not working out anymore. So, let's fix up the lines and get back to the simulation. Alright, so that's taken care of. Dostal wasn't going to be coming back anyways next season on that contract that he'd be wanting. We get to free up some cap space. We don't have to be scared of guys when Carlson comes back and then it says, oh, you have too many guys who are playing. You got to send people down, salary cap, blah, blah, blah. No, don't got to worry about that. Gives us that breathing space, and let's go Ullmark until Lindbergh is fully healthy. Until then, we'll sim through the deadline. Look at that, Lindbergh fully healed. So we'll continue with Ullmark as starter and Lindbergh backing him up. Maybe we'll give him the game against Calgary. We'll keep on simming, see what the rest of the league did at the trade deadline. Gal Wissa, look who's on waivers. Blake Wheeler with 2 years left at $2.855 million. Phew. Unfortunately, we cannot claim him. 26 points in 63 games. Not too bad, especially for, 40 years of age, but we cannot afford that. Philip Lindbergh, easy decision to renew my contract. Lovely. Okay, what a revelation he has been. I always believed in this man. I'm so glad to see it coming out here. 36, 24, and 1 are the Flames. 8-2-0, excuse me, in their last 10. They're on an 8-game winning streak, according to the message center here. Just other trades around the NHL quickly. And by the way, I got to get that guy Carlson in our AHL lineup. I forgot that he's a signed prospect. Dante Fabro going to Philadelphia. Shillington to Calgary. Kevin Hayes to New York. Back to New York. Same for Shillington. Boone Jenner to the Islanders. Hampus Lindholm to Philly. Mangiapane to Dallas. Draft picks moving around. Shrangovich going to Carolina. Evgeny Sveshnikov to Boston. Robbie Fabry to Columbus. Eberle to Carolina. All right, so some teams stocking up a little bit. They see San Jose, and they got to do the same thing. I'll fix up the AHL lineup quickly, then we can get to this game against the Flames. All right, here we are at home with Linus Ullmark between the pipes. Let's give him a start against the 8-game winning streak Calgary Flames. Let's see if we can snap that and get our 40th win on the season. First period, 1-0. Tomas Hertl against Ilya Samsonov, former San Jose Shark. Of course, he's on an 8-game winning streak, right? Second period, 2-1. Hronek ties it up. Then Logan Couture gives us that lead once again. 22-17 are the shots in our favor. We're up by 1 here in the third period. Let's see that top 6. Let's see some Andre Burakovsky. Maybe his first goal as a Shark would come right now. Let's go. Halfway through the third, looking for win number 40. The Flames want to push their winning streak to 9, but they can't get through, and Cody Glass extends our lead to 2, and Jonathan Drouin makes it a 3-goal lead, 4-1, and that'll be all she wrote. Shots and 31-22. We shut down the Flames. No 9th win in a row for them. 3 stars in this one. Drouin and Glass a goal and assist apiece. And Linus Ullmark makes 21 saves on 22 shots. He loves getting those low 20s for the saves and 1 goal against. 3 games in a row where he wins, I believe, by at least in the slow sim, by allowing 1 goal and making between 21 and 23 saves. Erik Karlsson fully healed, and we are 1 step closer to having a fully healthy team, just missing Chaz Lucius now. So Karlsson comes back in after a long hiatus. Tobias Bjornfot has been a monster. 10 points and a plus 10, averaging 15.5 minutes of ice time per night. He has been great. Do we take out Kniazev, who in like 30 more games has 2 more assists and is an extra plus 4 and has like 20 more penalty minutes? That's the thing, eh? That's the thing. Bjornfot's been that good. I might try that. I might try Pickering, who he's been enjoying his extra ice time as well. He'll come down to the third pair. Let's play with Bjornfot. Bouchard goes back to play with Rodin, and maybe Kniazev is replaced by Carlson. Let's try that out and see what happens. All right, that's all taken care of. One step closer to a fully healthy squad as Erik Karlsson will get back into this game against the Minnesota Wild, who are 27-30-6. We are 40-20-5. Allmark will get the Wild, and Lindbergh will get the Kraken as we keep enjoying our good fortune in the slow sim. First period, 2-0, Buchnevich and Glass. Second period, 2-1, Marco Rossi on the power play. We're out shooting Minnesota 25-18 at the moment. Power play Minnesota. Kaprizov gets another power play goal. We've allowed 2 power play goals now in Erik Karlsson's first game back. 12 minutes to go. It's a tie game. We're out shooting Minnesota by 6, and Kaprizov makes it a 3-2 game. Up by 2 and now down by 1. Our 2-goal lead has disappeared. Final 3 minutes to go in this one. Final minute, and we'll drop it 3-2. That's disappointing. 2 goals in the first period and then nothing as we allow 3 unanswered. Come on, boys. We have the offense just flowing now. Come on, let's go. Against the Kraken, maybe it's the Philip Lindbergh factor. And Chaz Lucius, just what we needed to hear, is fully healthy. So let's see for the first time how a fully healthy San Jose squad looks. And here we are with just less than 20 games left in the season with 40 wins to our name. We're in the Shark Tank, welcoming the Kraken in. They're 26-31-8. Lind and Burakovsky against their former team. Here we go. The first look that we get at a fully healthy San Jose Sharks squad. But I forgot Allmark between the pipes. No. All right, it's all right. It's all right. First period, 2-1. Buchnevich opens it up. Hornqvist ties it back up. And Bystedt, once again, that rookie season continues. Second period, 3-1, Esa Lindell. Thank you very much. We're up by 2. Come on, Allmark. You got lucky. Give me a nice start. Power play Sharks here in the third. Extended opportunity. And there's Tomas Hertl on the power play. Let's call it there. 4-1 the final. Thank you very much. 28 saves from Linus Allmark. At least he can go out on a high note here because we still got to give the crease to Lindbergh. He's been the hot hand. Thank you, Allmark, for getting that win. But we're going to go back to Lindbergh and get some calendar simulation done. All right, Lindbergh's here. Calendar simulation, fully healthy. Let's do this. Starting off with the game against the St. Louis Blues at home. 6-0 shutout victory. Let's go. Lindbergh's second career shutout. 5-3 win against the Ducks as well. 3-game winning streak now. Make it 4 with a 4-1 win against the Avalanche. Now we head to the road. 6-0 shutout. Oh, but a broken nose for Lucius, which will keep him out for the rest of the regular season, at least until like the last couple of games of the regular season. That's too bad. That's really unfortunate for Chaz Lucius, whose regular season may have just come to an end. He'll be healthy for the playoffs, but his regular season may be over. We were just getting going. He may end the season at 22 goals and 46 assists, a 68 points in 69 games season. I hope he could play a couple more, try to get to 70 points, but that's likely the end of his year. Take a bow, buddy. Great stuff. Another proud pickup that I have here, Lucius, Glass, Drouin. I'm very proud of this team we've put together, and I'm really happy to see them firing on all cylinders. Cole Lind did not do great on that top line. Burakovsky has good chemistry, well, better chemistry. He'll give it a +1, and he's, actually, no, it's not that great. It's the second line that he's good on. But I don't want to break up Drouin, Hertl, Eklund, so I'm going to probably try Burakovsky. At the moment, he has, let's see, 3 goals, 3 assists, and 6 points as a Shark. Doing well in that third line, but let's try to get him on the first line. If he's doing so-so, maybe we give Logan Couture a chance up there with that playoff poise. I'm not sure. But worst case, we'll figure something out just until the rest of the season. And there we go. Cunnin comes back in. Couture going back up to the third line. And there we go. It says an exclamation mark. I go to see it, and then it's gone. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Power play unit 2, you go and look, and then it's gone. Why are you alerting me? Cunnin, you get some power play time. There you go. All right, got to come out of it, cancel it. Rodin, mild concussion, which keep him out for about a week. Lovely. Get Kniazev back in there. All right, he'll get in there with Bouchard. He's going to play second pair. Why not? It's only for a few days. 3-2 win. 5-3 win. Okay. All right. My goodness, we're on pace for what? 42 wins at the halfway point? That's 47. 8-1 win. Make it 48. Let's try and get win number 50 against the Canucks. Let's go for 2 more wins here. Let's go. Edmonton Oilers, we beat them 8-1 in Edmonton, then 5-3 at home. Going for win number 50 against the Canucks, our biggest division rival in the Pacific. Let's do it. Here we go for win number 50 against the 42-win Canuck team. First period 0-0. Shots tied at 10. Second period 1-1. Buchnevich and Garland. Pavel Buchnevich, the slow sim king. Bo Horvat power play goal to give the Canucks the 1-goal lead. Come on. We want this 50th win. Power play Sharks killed off by the Canucks. 12 minutes to go. We're getting shots on net. Who's in there? Demko? Demko. Come on, buddy. We got to beat them. Channel legend Thatcher Demko. That's Horvat's second of the period. 5 minutes to go. Final chance to put something on net. No. All right. The Canucks take away our opportunity to get win number 50. What a season still. We still have lots more opportunities to get that 50th win. Let's see if we can do it still in front of the home fans here against the Minnesota Wild. After this game, we should have Rodin back in the lineup for the last 6 games there. 5 games. Starting with the game against Winnipeg. Looking for the 50th win of the year here against the Minnesota Wild. Let's do it in front of the home fans. First period, 2-1. Eklund and, of course, Buchnevich. Yurov scoring for the Wild. Second period, 5-1. There it is. Drouin, Bedard, and Hurdle. Couple power play goals. Third period, call it a night. Cody Glass, Kirill Kaprizov. 6-2 victory. And the San Jose Sharks are a 50-win team in 2026-27. We were not expecting that after that start to the year. Wow, wow, wow. Let's get Lucius back in the lineup for the game against Winnipeg and then end off the season and call it an episode after what was a very long one with a lot of slow simming. All right, so Rodin back in the lineup. Love to see that. Unfortunately, still not fully healthy without Chaz Lucius, but we will take that. 50, 22, and 5 is our record as we'll head towards the end of the season. We'll just go see this last game against the Dallas Stars. How many more wins can we rack up between now and then? At home against Winnipeg, we beat them 5-2. Lucius fully healed, that's true. I guess I miscounted the days there. So 4 more games for Lucius on the year. His season's not done yet. Burakovsky, I think he did, like a goal and 3-4 assists? He did all right on that first line over 4 or 5 games. Let's get Lucius back. All right, and we will end the season firing on all cylinders. Chaz, let's see you hit 70 points, buddy, as we have a few more games to go. 8-4 win against the Vegas Golden Knights. My goodness, the offense. I want to see where we rank in the NHL in terms of offense, goals for per game. 4-3 win against the Blackhawks. Lindell, strained hamstring. It's going to keep him out for about a week. That's probably like game 2 or 3 of the postseason. Okay. Rodin's going to come play with Carlson with the +5, and Kniazev will play with Bouchard, I suppose. Yeah, I'm probably have to make some deeper changes than just Kniazev replacing Lindell everywhere. His season ends at 81 games played, 8 goals, 16 assists, a lot of penalty minutes actually, more than usual. 24-point season, a +27 on the year. Very good stuff from Esa Lindell. Got to give it to him. I love to see that. And we have 1 more game to go. 3-2 win against the Coyotes. We're on a 5-game winning streak, and we've won 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of our last 15 games. We're 14-1 in our last 15 games. My goodness. Let's end it off with a bang and try to get win number 55 in Dallas against the 33, 42, and 6 Dallas Stars. We're going to try and get a little bit more of stat padding for anyone else who wants to hit some sort of new milestone in their careers. First period, 2-1. Bouchard scores twice. That's exactly what I'm talking about. McGinn on Lindbergh. Second period, 3-2. Ooh. Mangiapane and Robertson scoring a couple goals in that second period. We're being outshot 28-19, and we're down by 1 here in the third period. I probably should have given the start to Allmark. Give him a little bit of something heading into the postseason. But Lindbergh has just been amazing. Let's just let him end off the season with a big smile on his face. We kill off a 5-on-3. Lovely. But no offense yet in this third period. Final push. And there's Jonathan Drouin. What a career year. Speaking of career years, there's one. Shots end 37-28 for the Stars. 3-3 after 60. Overtime now. we'll hold it for that 3-on-3 action. Nothing. After 65 minutes, shots 41-31 for the Stars. And in the shootout, we take it! Connor Bedard with the winner. And we end off with a win 15-1 in our last 16 games on the season. 55 wins. How do you like that? How do you like that? Let's take a moment to just check out the standings around the NHL. Did we even, I don't want to jinx it, but did we? Yes, we did! President's Trophy! Who would have thunk it? President's Trophy after where we were on the halfway point. 55, 22, and 5, scoring 4.04 goals per game, half a goal more than anyone else. And mind you, no 5-star, 90 overall, 19-year-old generated prospects out here. Goals against per game at 2.84. One of the better teams in the NHL. Very good. Power play, 22.6%. Very nice. Second best in the NHL. Penalty kill, 86.3. One of the best in the NHL as well. Top 10 there. Top 8. Okay. And let's see the record out here. At home, 28-10-3. On the road, 27-12-2. 9-1-0 in our last 10. Oh my goodness. Let's check out the point totals now. My eyes are closed, and here we go. Leading the team in points. What? 106? Pavel Buchnevich scores 106 points. He was on pace for, what, 80, 90? 106 points from Buchnevich. Bedard explodes it, not just offensively, but in the goals. 45 goals and 105 points from Connor Bedard. Eklund over a point per game. Jonathan Drouin, 39 goals and 83 points. New career highs everywhere for Jonathan Drouin at 4.4 million. What a team this is. Chaz Lucius scores 74 and 73. Love that. Tomas Hertl, 68 and 79. What has he had recently? He's been in the 60s, but this is easily one of his best. The second best season of his career. Let's see. Burakovsky, what did he do with the Sharks? We picked him up. He scored, hold on, 13 points in 19 games and a plus 10. I will absolutely take that. Very well done. I like that pickup. Cody Glass scores 44 and 69 on pace for 50 plus. Cole Lind, 43 and 82. He was on pace for, what, 38 at the halfway point? So, picked up a little bit. Logan Couture, with his 10 minutes of ice time per night, scores 17 goals and 37 points. The captain. Philip Bystedt, rookie season, as a 78 overall, 13 goals, 35 points. Evan Bouchard, 34 and a plus 29. Rodin, 34 and a plus 37. Oh my goodness, with 74 games played. Carlson, in 52 games, scores 34 points and is a plus 20. On pace to score 54 points in an 82-game season. He would have scored 54. Exactly what he's been doing as an 85, 83, now an 81. He just keeps doing it. Luke Cunnin, 28 and 16 goals. Crazy shooting percentage, 19.5%. 16 goals and 28 points in 64 games from Cunnin. I like that. He's been great depth for us. Benoit Olivier Groulx, his first season with us, 16 goals, 25 points, plus 19. Exactly what we brought him in to do. Love it. Lindell, 24 points, plus 27. Kniazev, 15 points, plus 15 through 70 games. Pickering, 15 plus 21 in a full season. And Bjornfot, 12 points plus 12 in 51 games. Wow! Things just came together in the second half. And just hang on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. A moment of silence for Philip Lindbergh. 31-4-1. 3 shutouts, 920 save percentage, 2.46 goals against average. This would have been a Vezina season for the 79 overall. Philip Lindbergh, take a bow. The 7th round pick in 2019. Wow. Allmark ends the season above a 900 save percentage and below or above whatever 3 goals against. I'll take that. 12-8-2 with a shutout, 901 save percentage, and 2.8 goals against average. Thank you very much. Wow. Pavel Buchnevich, though, was that enough to win the Art Ross Trophy? I'm curious. Oh, McDavid and Cooch and Draisaitl beat him out. So 4th highest scorer in the NHL this season. Pavel Buchnevich with 106 points. Take a bow. Timo Meier, 92, by the way, down there. Looking at all goalies around the NHL, I'd love to see this. Let's see some great numbers from Samsonov. Actually didn't look that great. Kakkonen actually didn't look that great either. But of all goalies in the NHL who played at least 30 games, sorting by save percentage, by far, but the leader, easily, Philip Lindbergh, 920 save percentage. Goals against average, he was second best, I think, to Demko. Third best, Georgiev as well in there. So Lindbergh, through of all goalies with at least 30 games played, easily a top 3. Easily. What a fantastic season. Crazy record, crazy numbers. What a story. I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say. What a story in the second half. Amazing. While we're talking about stats, by the way, down in the AHL, the Barracuda go 56-11-5 to win the equivalent of the President's Trophies down there as well with 117 points. Closest team behind them had 105. Larry Tongue, 43 goals and 74 points in 72 games on the year. Crazy year for him, so hopefully he can make the jump to the NHL next season. Ozzy Weisblatt, 58 and 72. Who do we really want to see? Riley, 50 and 72. Kivi Harju, 38. Kalinin, 37. So interesting. These guys were like point per game. Kalinin had like 20 and 25. Then he ends up scoring 37 and 72 in the end. Tongue just doing it all on his own. Plus 45, though, for Kalinin. Great season. And goaltending, our 72 overall high elite guy, Torsten Hornqvist, 38, 9, and 4 with 8 shutouts, 917 save percentage, and 2.01 goals against average. Now up to a 73. So he'll be in the NHL sooner rather than later as well. All things to keep in mind. Great stuff to see in the organization. And headed into the postseason, let's see who will our opponent be in round number 1 as we wrap this episode up. In round number 1, we will be facing the Los Angeles Kings. Wow, the LA Kings California rivalry. The Kings 41, 34, and 7 on the year. We have faced them before, that's for sure. On our road to the Stanley Cup final 2 years ago, we faced them. Was that the team where we were down 3-1? I think it was. And we won it in 7 games. LA Kings, who we see, Fiala, Byfield, Michkov. The Michkov versus Bedard rivalry will be alive and well. Kopitar, Kempe, Turcotte. Yeah, great forward core. Defense, Brant Clark at a 90 overall. And goaltending, it's 42-year-old Brian Elliott. Wow. What were his numbers this season? Pretty great, actually. 42 years of age. No problem for him. Jordan Spence also healthy scratch in 84. All right. So a very good team. What a season. But again, doesn't matter if you can't get it done in the postseason. Why is our status seller? It makes no sense why our status would be seller. Let me just wrap this up here, ladies and gentlemen. Quickly looking at any extensions we may want to think about. Burakovsky, I don't think we're extending him. He wants too much, $6+ million. Evan Bouchard would be wanting in the $5 million. Probably just going to be qualifying him. Benoit Olivier wants a couple million. I don't think he would come back. Carlson wants $4 million. I don't know. A lot of these guys are likely not coming back next season. So a final hurrah for Carlson, for Couture, and of course our starting goaltender heading into the postseason, Philip Lindbergh. Leave me your thoughts down here on YouTube or over on the Discord server. What do you have to say about Philip Lindbergh and the second half of this ridiculous season here in San Jose? Winning the first President's Trophy of this franchise mode series so far, and just the second President's Trophy in franchise history. Also the winningest season in franchise history as we record 55 wins, 2 more than what the Sharks did in the 2008-2009 season. I believe they went on to lose in the first round that year. So with 55 wins under our belt, we are ready for a deep run at the Stanley Cup. This is, if you've never left a like, if you've never subscribed, now's the time. Leave a like on this video. You just have to. And if you haven't subscribed already, again, you just have to. Franchise mode, career simulations, breaking news and analysis of the real world of hockey, and much, much more. Plus, the 2027 postseason coming your way soon. Do you have any suggestions for this team headed into the postseason? Anything about depth, perhaps? Does Cunnin need to come back into the lineup with his crazy shooting percentage? Do we like the lineup how it is? Anything else to say? Maybe just changing stuff up for Kniazev. How do you want the defense to be without Esa Lindell for the next week or so? Those are the only thoughts that we have, I think. Aside from that, it is full steam ahead. So thank you so very much for taking the time to enjoy this episode. This has been an extremely enjoyable episode for many reasons. Seeing a career year from Drouin, 100-plus point seasons from Bedard and Buchnevich, point per game from so many great players, and of course, the story of Philip Lindbergh. I can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch. So I very much look forward to seeing you again in the next one, where we head into the 2027 postseason. Year number 5, with the President's Trophy in one hand, and the other reaching out to the Stanley Cup.